Hello, friends. Welcome back once again to the Cantor's Corner. This week we read Parshat Baeha'alotcha, which just happens to be my bar mitzvah portion. Now, I don't want to talk about what I talked about then with you today, although it is a fun exercise and be careful for what you wish for. Now, today I want to focus on what I am seeing now in this week's Torah portion. And what I see here is more evidence of a change in leadership. And here's what I mean by that. Ever since Moses started speaking with God, we started to see a drastic change in leadership, because for hundreds of years, the Israelites were living under Egyptian rule, which has its own set of law and custom that had to be followed. But once Moses started talking to this God that we now call Adonai, there is a very prominent shift in who was running the show. God took up leadership during the Exodus, the story that we tell every Passover. But soon after this Exodus, we start to see more of a change in leadership. We start seeing Moses' actions as being important. We even start seeing how Aaron's actions and Miriam's actions start to be important as well, as they take up leadership inside of the Israelite community. Now, in this week's Parsha, I see two different representations and how this leadership can be presented. We see God speaking to Moses, saying that there need to be several tools created by the Israelite community in order to have proper worship and to keep the community contained as a whole. At the very beginning of Parshat Baeha'alotcha, we see the description of the menorah, of the seven-candled candle holder that is to be prominently presented in the Mishkan and lit at appropriate times. We also see the creation of the chatzotzerot, these silver trumpets that were sounded when the Israelite community needed to move, or sometimes were used for giving out commands in battle. So it had several purposes. These are tools that are used by humans to act as guideposts and leading inside of a human community. They're very person-oriented as opposed to God-oriented. But however, we also see in this parsha the pillar of cloud and the pillar of fire that was God being made manifest as a way to physically guide the Israelites from one locale to the next until, as we'll see at the end of the book of Numbers and at the beginning of the book of Deuteronomy, that the community will finally arrive in the land of Canaan and be able to take full leadership inside of the Israelite community with comparatively little God influence. I have been fortunate enough to be with you all in the Emanu community, serving like one of these guideposts, serving like the pillar of fire, or serving like the silver trumpets. I know I'm a loudmouth, so are those trumpets. But friends, what's wonderful about the Emanu community is that you too have these tools of agency, these internal leadership tools, so that you don't always need me. Of course, I'll come around and be with you all from time to time, but I know that as the Temple Emanu community will go on, has been great before I got here, was great while I've been here, it's by this same notion of leadership that's inside of every single member of the community that I know that Temple Emmanuel will continue to be great, to continue to be a place where people belong. I look forward to being with you all in perhaps a slightly different capacity when I come and see you again. Chazak ve'ematz, may you be filled with strength and courage, and may you always go from strength to strength.